And I would actually like to call up Jim or Lisa Bond to help hand out some of these awards as some of our founding partners.
You want me to take that wine break?
So first up is the Writers' Champion Award. This is a peer voted award, so none of us have had much to do with this award. It's for the writer who has been most consistent at training, preparation and race day performances, and is a great example of what the Junior Cycling Academy program can achieve with hard work and determination. So the runner-up, and runner-up doesn't actually get a prize as such or a trophy, but they do get recognition, was Finbar Malho. And to quote your fellow cyclists, I admire how he came back from his collarbone injury and also his performance at the state road champs. Because he's very consistent with his training and his good work ethic, he does a lot of excellent training. So they're the words from your peers, mate, so well done. So this rider was described as being chosen because they are consistent with their training, always attends the training sessions, sets goals for races and is always prepared. To quote, I have seen him on the Junior Cycling Academy Facebook group and in the Exercise Institute Ergo room a lot. I was really impressed with his box jump and his ability to communicate. So this person won the award this year, voted by your peers, and it is Samuel Castle. Sam, just a quick word. Mate, what does it mean to win this award, to be voted? Mate, what happened to your tip? Has everyone got any nappy, Sam? Mate, you've been to Europe this year. You've come back with this award as well. It's been a huge year. Anything you want to say?
Thank you to all the people contributed to this, I guess. So all the sponsors, my parents, obviously, they've done a lot. Brad as well for coaching, and Paul as well. Thank you to all those people helping me out. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate. The next award is actually aptly titled the Bond Junior Cycling Award. This award was nominated by Jim and Lisa, or raised by Jim and Lisa. It's a namesake and it's the primary inaugural sponsor of the Junior Cycling Academy, and it rewards results at a junior level. So it's really about, I would say, Jim's experience coming through junior ranks as a junior athlete in the British high performance system, got to a point where he was to graduate into adulthood, obviously around the age of 18. Family didn't have the funds to continue his pursuit down a high performance pathway, and we know this sport is expensive. Jim, after various business iterations, raised a very successful business, subsequently retired with Lisa. They worked tirelessly to that end, the whole family did, and turned to us to say, how can we support young athletes to give them an opportunity that I didn't have? So it's a heartwarming story. It's an 8-year partnership with the Bond family. They've welcomed us to Europe this year. Indeed, they paid for those expenses for the athletes to be there. Incredibly generous people. Jim and Lisa would like to acknowledge the results of these young athletes. When we compiled everyone's results, we found of all the podiums, 52% of them were first placings, so we're victors. So the runner-up, and again, I will acknowledge the runner-up verbally, was Campbell McDowell. So well done, Campbell. Next, the victor of this award, if I can find it. So this individual had 26 podiums across this year, 16 of which were victories. So an incredible percentage. And this individual for the Bond Junior Cycling Award this year is Alicia Reynolds. Alicia, you've had a huge year. You've been over to Nationals cyclocross, done a lot of racing, a lot of diverse racing this year. You've also represented the state in other sporting codes as well. Want to tell us a little bit about what's been going on this year?
So I've been doing track, road, and cyclocross, as Brad said. I also do a little bit of triathlon, swimming, running, and underwater hockey, which not many people know of. So yeah, that was pretty cool representing nationals for that. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone for supporting me, and my parents for helping me, and Brad and Paul and Kuron. So yeah, just thanks to everyone. Thank you.
Call Dave Cashman up to present this. So Dave's another primary investor in the Junior Cycling Academy through cash management. Dave's story, he has a story that's kind of a juxtaposed position to Jim's, in that Dave grew up in an incredibly affluent family, and they reared horses, and he did equestrian events. And Dave realised at a young age that it wasn't a fair playing field, because they had access to all these resources to compete at a elite level and others didn't. And he saw the disparity in that. So Dave's impulse to want to support this program is, again, to provide opportunity for others that might not have it. So this award, Rider's Excellent Award, is for the rider who's improved the most over the year, be that in application, fitness improvements, or in the way they improve their ability to train effectively and diligently. It's peer voted, so we have nothing to say in this outcome. So the individual was described, I believe that this person has improved the most in the year, both in their application and fitness, from when they started to where they finished. The runner-up for this prize is again Finbar Mulhall. So, to paraphrase some of the athlete comments around why this person has been voted the winner, to quote him directly, because he said his MAP went up a lot and that is a good improvement. He competes a lot and is getting better results, and I watched him do a ramp test multiple times and saw his score increase a lot. So a ramp test or an MAP score is a measure of functional fitness, and it's kind of what we reference self-improvement by at our facility at Exercise Institute. So this winner polled really well, and that is Lachlan O'Brien. block, mate. I think the celebration means you're getting a mullet. Isn't that right?
I'm not too sure about what my parents would say about that, but I can see what I can do.
Yeah. Mate, you've had a huge year. Lachlan does a lot of XC, you've done CX racing, you've been over at Europe on the road, you've done a lot. What does this award, I guess, mean for everything that you've accomplished this year?
I mean, thanks to everyone who voted for me, and thanks to my parents and Paul and Brad, and also thanks to Jim and Lisa for hosting all the JCA riders in Europe as much of a handful as we were. But yeah, it's been good.
Good on you, Laffan. Congratulations. So next, we'll kind of move a little bit sideways to our supporter group. So our supporter group, like this program brings together a group of like-minded individuals. A lot of them are kind of corporate type individuals, and they tend to support the program and others on and off the bike. They provide informal mentoring and support for the entire type of group. As I said, many are professionals. They bring a wealth of experience to emerging leaders, and they're a vital part of the CDF programs and initiatives. So for our supporter group, again, this is all peer voted, so this is actually by the members themselves, of which there's about 30 of them. Most improved rider, so I mean that's quite obvious. So the individual who's the runner-up is described as after taking on a program with their coach Paul, she is now riding like a demon, and the runner-up this year was Maree Blackman. So most improved rider, to quote some of our members, improved time at 7 and participated in long races such as Backroads Grapple and Balladoo. The latter just after completing the Perth to Laverton ride. This individual's focus and effort to improve considerably on the gravel bike is unprecedented. She has raced strongly across the gravel races this year and is very consistent with her training. And so the winner for the most improved rider is Anne Clifton. And tell us how you do it. Come on.
Well, Brad, it's all thanks to you and your Tuesday morning Lego Smash Fest and Thursday morning Smash Fest and just getting out on the bike and riding. And I think I've really enjoyed riding all the gravel events and had a great time at Woodland Traders on Sunday, which is the first program I've done in like months. Yeah, just that's what it's about. Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations, mate. Well done. So this one's important and pretty close to our heart. It's a team player award. Again, it's peer voted. This individual is described as always considerate of others and very respectful of all the CDF team. The individual is encouraging to others to participate in group rides and invites people along. They quietly go about supporting others in the group and regularly call out for group rides and participation at events. So the runner-up for this award was Lindsay O'Sullivan. Team player. This individual is described as always willing to lend a hand when asked and is incredibly supportive of other riders, juniors and the CDF program as a whole. This individual is Dave Cashman.
I wasn't expecting that, thank you.
Dave, well done, mate. Say a few words.
Probably one of the few times I'm speechless. No, this has blown me away. I was sitting there thinking it'd be Lindsay again, because this describes Lindsay to a T. But thank you, everybody. I know it's peer voted, and I guess I don't do anything because I want accolades or anything. I'm just happy to work in the background supporting, but thank you for the appreciation. And thanks, Brad.
So we kind of now move on to the National Road Series teams. These are the elite cycling pathway for Australian high performance. So the program itself at CDF serves to provide opportunity for aspiring cyclists, elite and junior ones alike. And it's there to enter people into high performance cycling pathways and competitions. It sits as a product, I guess, aimed at like opportunity, particularly for remote youths and junior cyclists academy that we work with. It allows them to access the highest level of racing in Australia and prepare accordingly to that. So all the athletes in our program tend to be coached and managed internally of the program. And that way we get to work on the things that are fundamentally most important, which is process. So through process alone, you'll get results. Aiming for results itself, you often miss the mark. The CDF racing team, as a result of this bias towards development and process, has had an unprecedented success this year. We've won multiple National Road Series events, so it's the highest level in Australia. We've won a national championship. We've podiumed at multiple events across Australia and internationally through Europe, and achieved top 10 results at the World Championships in Scotland. Currently, our athletes place 2nd, 4th, 10th overall on the national individual classification rankings in Australia. So we have 3 in the top 10. 5th and 10th on the Young Rider National Classification rankings. 1st on the Criterium Championship National rankings. Our teams are also presently ranked 4th and 3rd nationally on the women's and men's teams classifications. All these results are drawn from Australia's best road cyclists at the highest level of competition, and again form part of a high performance pathway for cycling and sport. This small team from WA has challenged teams with budgets 10-fold greater than ours. We've done it on an application built on the focus of process over outcome. We believe indeed that it is through process alone that we overcome adversity, and these athletes are an example of this. So, to start off with, we do have men's and women's teams in this regard. So these awards are peer voted. So the first award is Most Improved Rider. So it's someone who's improved the most across the season through racing and or training. Training is just as important. That's what facilitates success on racing day. So the runner-up, the male runner-up, was described by their peers as having a great ride at the Grafton to Inverell race, a 220-kilometre race with a 45-minute climb in it, and followed up with a really good season in Europe. So the male runner-up for this award was Daniel Potter. The most improved rider for this year, for the men, described as riding really well in Gippsland Tour, which occurred recently in August. And to quote, "is looking more like a unit every time I see him." Another quote, "good pins." This individual is well deserving of this award as most improved rider, and that's Finlay McRobbie. Finn, you've had a huge season. You've been in Europe. You're first year under 19, so that's your first year riding at a National Road Series level against Australia's best athletes of any age. Difficult transition to make. You've been right up there. You had a great time in Europe as well, built through that. What's this year been like for you as far as the experience of going to Europe and now racing at the highest level in Australia and doing as well as what you are?
Well, first of all, without Jim and Lisa's help, having us all over in Europe wouldn't have happened. And I stayed open longer as well, so that was really good. And came back pretty strong after that, and just carrying on as best I can.
Yeah, man. And what is it like if I was to ask you, what is it that you love so much about cycling? For you to apply yourself in the manner that you do, you'd have to have a sense of like intrinsic motivation there. So what is it that you love about cycling?
Death Valley.
Thanks, mate. Really hoping he was going to reference the coach there or something. Yeah, that's a menu program for tomorrow. Most improved rider, he voted for women. This individual is described as just sticking it out. The commitment to racing and a team, despite living a busy life, is amazing. Kudos to her, she deserves some recognition for that. She has improved plenty across training to get some amazing results, particularly at the Masters Nationals. So the runner-up for this prize was Jen Davis. So, for the winner of this prize, for the women, I'm at risk of repetition from last year. Amazing improvement over the year is demonstrated in her results at Tour of Sunshine Coast. And improvements in bunch racing tactic and racing as a team. This winner is Savannah Copeland. So it has been a huge improvement this year. We've seen it. You know, it's palpable what you've been able to do tactically, technically, team riding, your physicality has improved. What's kind of happened this year, do you think, to facilitate that?
Well, with the support of all our sponsors, it's made it possible to be able to compete at this level, as well as Perth to Laverton really gave me that boost to be able to work at the level of the top level in Australia to get good results in Sunshine Coast.
So Perth to Laverton was a good base builder for your fitness in the second half of the year, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I mean, it wasn't easy. So yeah, those long days out on the saddle building that base level was amazing. It built me up to be able to do well in Sunshine Coast.
And the company was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, amazing. The best people you've ever met.
Ladies and gentlemen, Savannah Copeland. Okay, so now we turn to Rider of the Year. So again, peer voted. We have no real say over this as far as management. For the men, this individual described as a great team leader, smart bike rider, had a really good year on the bike and especially at Melbourne and Warrnambool, and the runner-up for this award is Brendan Green. So the winner for the men's category for Rider of the Year, that's peer voted, has had consistent results year round and is a good team rider in the peloton and someone we draw a lot of experience from. That person is Mitchell McGovern. This guy's, I got a bit of a height disadvantage for this guy. Mitch, you have improved out of sight and now peer voted as, I guess, our strongest rider, male rider. Like, it's been a big 2 years for you at CDF Racing. You know, how has this kind of eventuated for yourself? How have you found yourself, like, you know, now kind of vying for stage results at a national level for someone who's still relatively so young?
Yeah, well, last year I've gone from basically struggling to finish a tour, and this year I'm fighting for podiums, as Brad said. That can only be down to the support as a remote athlete by Exercise Institute, and obviously at the races, Cycling Development Foundation, it's very hard to get that support as an individual, and they really do provide everything we need. So, yeah.
Thanks, Mitch. And And with that as well, like as in, you must have experienced a lot of this yourself. What's it like to go from barely able to finish to now actually legitimately being in the top 5 under 23 riders in Australia? You know, how does that feel? Like, how does that make you? How do you rationalise that yourself?
Obviously, I feel like I put in a lot of hard work, but after you start getting the results, it definitely drives you for more. So I'm keen to keep in for the rest of the year.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks very much. Rider of the Year peer voted for the women. The runner-up, described as having outstanding results this year, is always happy and supportive to other riders and supports them willingly. Shows great leadership on the road as the road captain. Who the hell do you think we're talking about? It's got to be Lucy Fitchett. So the winner for this, and again it's peer voted, it's described as one of the best riders in the team, and it's shown through her willingness to help others and achieve results. And that is really true, because this person knows how to absolutely bury herself and destroy the competition to help give one of her teammates a leg up. That person is Mackenzie Cooper. Mac, what a year you've had. My goodness. You've been riding for maybe 3 years now, and you just represented Australia at the World Championships, where you finished 5th in the individual time trial. You've had a challenging year at times. You got 2nd at Oceanias. You've had a series, I guess, of setbacks and whatnot through the year as well. So I guess you kind of know what it's like to be incredibly successful, and also what it's like to suffer significant setback. How has this year played out for you, and I guess how do you feel in winning this award?
It definitely hasn't gone to plan this year, but I think winning this would be just cherry on top to the end of the year. We've had so many setbacks, I mean, like most people, but it's easy to build back up again and kick the goals again. So.
Yeah, and that's an incredible outlook. And I find that fascinating that someone who we aspire to, that we're fast becoming a household name, particularly in Western Australia, talks of setback and suffering and hardship, yet we see the success. And that is the harsh reality of the sport. You're an absolute champion, Mac, and we just wish you all the best for next year and beyond. So congratulations. To wrap up, 2 more awards. These ones we were asked to supply by some of our sponsors actually. They said, hey, why aren't you doing a coach award? Not for coaches, unfortunately, but otherwise Paul and I are being South for that one, and Sabine, who works with quite a few of our athletes. But I guess for this type of award, the coaching award is really aimed at looking at things that we value most as a coach. And so a lot of this stems from process, not outcomes, as we've mentioned. It's about intrinsic motivation, coachability, ability to follow a program, and ability to provide feedback in a timely fashion. And obviously for some of the young athletes, that's a big hurdle, because you're asking them to engage in mutual conversation with adults around thoughts, feelings, how they're going, so on and so forth. So we had, I guess, a male and female award for these. Paul, myself and Sabine consulted over this, and it's really difficult to give this type of award, but at the same time it's quite I think it's quite poignant, because we get to look at athletes from a different lens. And so this individual was described as someone who has to balance so much in their life across family, across full-time work as a doctor. Applies themselves incredibly well, is always like happy and upbeat, and importantly through the coaching process is able to act in a really professional manner to get the most out of her time, and has been an absolute pleasure to coach and train. And I'm not sure that they are here tonight because they did have an accident on the weekend, but that is Jen Davis. And for the boys, again, like, it's across the junior and senior programs, and this individual, you know, was described as someone, again, having these rare qualities of being able to, like, articulate feedback, engage with the coach at such a young age, and has seen incredible improvement. We're talking for improvements in peak fitness of, like, almost 50%. In about a year and a half, 2 years, obscene improvements, and is just going from strength to strength. It's also important to note that other individuals have been kind of shortlisted, I guess, for this award, and there's a lot of people that come to mind for this, and unfortunately I can't rattle them all off. But the individual who's coming away with this award for the men tonight is James Gray.
Thank you very much.
James, you've been in the program for maybe a year
Yeah.
now. Yeah. And I guess what's the program like for someone so young and so new to it to have improved like as much as you have?
I mean, it's great. It's really all you need in a sport. Like, it's really the best way to sort of. Sorry. It's a really good network for training, and you have all these people around you, keep you accountable, and it's just really good.
Yeah, that's fantastic, mate. Well, you've had an incredible year. I was fortunate to race with you on the weekend where I could see firsthand some of your incredible fitness. What kind of does the future hold over the next year for you?
Going into the second year under 17, that's pretty exciting. Finally going to be the older side of the age group, maybe get some better results, which is very exciting. And we'll see what it brings.
Mate, well done. Please keep up the great work. You've really been an inspiration to work with.